welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is My Precious Yarnery. Today we're going to do a tutorial on this blanket here. It's kind of like a little cable. Very simple, guys. So I have this version and then I have the baby version. We're going to do the squares, but it is so easy. This is just a little baby blanket. Now, in the description box, I will be putting all the info you need down there. Now, for the chains and the kind of yarn I use, but you can use anything. The baby blanket. So basically the chain is 2 + 1, just so you know. But I will be putting that all in the description box. The baby blanket, I use Dottie from Prenier. It's a light 3-weight, and I used a 4.5 hook. And the colorway I used was Blue Skies. For the bigger blanket, now you can make this any size you want because you'll have the chain count. Is a Saver from Ice, but it's a 4-weight yarn. It's number 47178. It's light beige, and I used a teal from Saver. It from Ice Yarns, but Saver, and it's 59113 is the number. I will be putting in the description box approximately how much yarn I use. Now, it's just approximately, guys. So, I hope you enjoy the tutorial. On the big blanket, the squares are chain 25, 18 rows. On the baby blanket, it is chain 101. And it's 106 rows, I believe. Anyways, it'll all be in the description box, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so today we're making these squares. They're absolutely gorgeous, and then making a blanket out of it. So what you need is I'm doing a 4-weight yarn and a size 6 hook, J hook. And your stitch count, so you can do any size you want. You can do a full blanket instead of the squares. Your stitch count is 2 + 1 at the end. So what that means is you do 2, 2, 2, and then once you get it the length you want, +1. So my stitch count here for these squares are 25. So I have a chain of 25 here, and then I'm going to turn my chain, and I'm going to be working in these back loops here. Hope you can see this. I might have to change my color because I'm doing 2 different colors. Let's change the color. So do your chain, do it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So I'm working in the back loops, so I'm going to turn and work in these back loops. I'm going to put in the second chain from the hook in my hump, single crochets. So 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now you don't have to work in the back. You can work in your V if you want. I just prefer the look better. And when I do the border around my square, I know exactly where to put, on the bottom, where to put my stitch, because it's right there. See that? Okay, so do a single crochet and I'll meet you at the end of your row. Okay, so I have a single crochet in every stitch. So your chain count will be 24 now, and it will be 24 throughout the square. So in chain 1 and turn my work. This row, I'm going to do a single crochet in the back loop. So it's in the back loop only, a single crochet. So you start with the first chain, and then you're going to work only in these back loops, right into there, in your back loop only, a single crochet. It's very simple and very easy. So at the end of this row, I will meet you at the end of this row, and that's all it is, a single crochet in your back loop only. Okay, so that row's done. Now you chain 1, turn your work, and this will be your repeat for the next 2 rows. So single crochet in your first stitch, a regular single crochet in the whole stitch. Then you're going to skip 1 and a single crochet in your next stitch, just like that. Now you're going to work in your skip stitch, which is right there. Make sure you can just pull your yarn and you can see it. So you wrap your hook, insert your hook in that skip stitch, pull up a loop. So you got 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your hook, insert in that same skip stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have 5 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap your yarn, pull through 4. Then you're going to have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap your hook, pull through those 2. That's what it's kind of like, a puff stitch, but not. Then you skip a stitch, single crochet in your next stitch. Then you're going to do the same thing. This is your repeat for this whole row. You're going to wrap your hook, insert it in your skip stitch, pull up a loop, wrap your hook, insert it in the skip stitch, pull up a loop. You got 5 loops on your hook, wrap your hook, pull through 4 loops. You got 2 loops on your hook, wrap your hook, pull through the last 2. That's all there is to it. Is you skip a stitch, a single crochet, and then you kind of do that stitch right into that skip stitch, and you do this through the row. Finish this row until you have 3 stitches left, and I'll meet you back to show you what to do. Okay, I have 3 stitches left. So I'm going to skip a stitch in the second chain from the last. So skip a stitch into that, a single crochet. Then you're going to do that little bit of a puff stitch. Now you only when you do your puff stitch, let me redo that one. You're only going to insert your hook twice into that skip stitch. Okay, so now you only have 1 stitch left. In your first stitch and in your last stitch, it's always just a single crochet. You don't skip 1, you just single crochet in your last stitch. Chain 1, and you're going to do the same, that same row. So in the first stitch, single crochet. Then you skip a stitch, single crochet in your next one, and then you wrap your hook and go through your skip stitch. And then you skip a stitch, single crochet, and you do this pattern through this whole row. You only do this twice at a time, like 2 rows at a time. And then after this row, I'll meet you back. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, finish that row. I have 1 stitch left. It's just a single crochet. So I chain 1 and turn. Now this is called the wheat stitch, just in case, yeah. So in this next row, I'm going to single crochet in the back loop, starting right from the beginning. So single crochet in the back loop. And that's it. So single crochet in your back loop only for this row. This is a 4-row repeat, but it's very simple. So work your way all the way down. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I have 1 stitch left. Single crochet in the back loop only, and then I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to do that same stitch through this row. Single crochet in the back loop only. So there's 2 rows of like the wheat stitch and 2 rows of the, and it's all the same, like it's all, and 2 rows of the single crochet in the back loop. So do that all the way down. And I will meet you at the end to start the wheat stitch again. Okay, I have 1 stitch left. Single crochet in the last stitch in the back loop only. Sorry, you're going to hear Chief. So chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to start that other stitch again. So first stitch, single crochet, skip a stitch, single crochet, and then you're going to work in your skip stitch, wrap your hook, insert your hook in the skip stitch, bring your loop up, wrap your hook, insert in the same stitch, bring your loop up, 5 loops on your hook, go through all 4, go through 4 of them, 2 loops left on your hook, wrap your hook and go through the 2. Skip a stitch, single crochet, and then you work in your skip stitch again. And that's all there is to it for this stitch. Now, for this, I did 4 sections of, 4 sections of the wheat stitch. So those are 2 rows each, and in between the rows you start with a single crochet and then you work your single crochets in the back loop. I did that's where you end, you always end, and then I do a single crochet stitch all the way around. Now I will show you, see, got it on both things here. Now, if I'm working with the tan color, because this is the color I'm putting my blanket together. I just, at my end of the row of my second row of this single crochet in the back loop, I chain 1, turn my work, and then I just go on with the single crochet in the back loop. For this one, I cut my yarn and then I turn my work and then I insert my hook, and I will show you on this one in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to attach my yarn. Now this is where I ended. I already sewed my ends in. Now I hope you can see this good. Now I flip my work. In my first stitch, I do a standing single crochet, or you can attach it any way you want. And then I'm going to do a single crochet all the way down this row, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay, I have 1 stitch left. In that stitch, I'm going to make this my new corner. So I'm going to do 3 single crochets in that last stitch. So that will be my new corner. And then I just, the side here, it's not straight, but that's okay. We're just going to do single crochets to make it look as even as possible. We're just winging it around here. It doesn't, if you just try to get them in an equal spot all the way down, and or you can count. I don't, I'm just winging it. You can count how many you have on this side and then make sure you do as many on this side. And I'll meet you at the corner after I get my single crochet all the way down this side. Now don't make them too close and don't make them too far apart. You want a nice even stitch. And you don't want them too close because you don't want them like, you know, you just don't want it. You just want it looking nice and as flat as possible. So single crochets. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm at the end, and then I go right into my first stitch there, and I do 3 single crochets in that one stitch to make my new corner. And then this is the bottom of it, and I can see, I hope you guys can see these loops. They're hard to see, I'm really sorry. And you just go right into those loops, those V's. Looks like regular stitches. And you do single crochets. And I'll meet you, well, you get to the corner, 3 single crochets in that corner, and I'll meet you at the beginning of the square. Okay, so I got this row done. So at this last stitch here, it's the beginning of, it's going to be my new corner. I have 1 stitch in there. I'm going to just put 2 more single crochets in there in that same stitch. I'm going to join it with a slip stitch. Get that tail out of my way. Join it with a slip stitch, chain 1. I'm going to cut my work, not cut my work, cut my strand. Pull it out, a little tight, and there. That's how I'm doing my squares. Now, to put the squares together, like I said, I'm doing 2 colors. Now this is, I want this side, because it has this little edge here, to be the front of my work. So usually I have all my ends sewn at this point with the squares. I don't want that one, which is fine. So I'm putting my 2 wrong sides together and having my right sides facing out. Get a piece of strand of my work here, my yarn. Attach my work, and this is how I'm going to just do slip stitches to put this together. So how we do this is we go into your work, go into, and do not get, make sure you got the right strand here. You attach it. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go from this far one, closest hook to you. Now this one, because I attached it there, I'm just going to figure one out, and then I'm going to slip stitch. That's my first stitch. Now my next one I'm doing, I'm grabbing the one closest to me. Now there's a reason why I'm doing this. I'm going to grab the one closest to me and the stitch farthest to me. Just, I have to go in where that, so sometimes you just, yes, just like that. So closest and the farthest stitch. And you're just going to slip stitch all the way down. And then when you get to the end, you grab 2 more squares and you just keep doing it. And then after you get those all put together, and then you unfold it, and then you'll have another square here, turn it, and put your other sides together. Each time you do a row, you cut your yarn. So you're going to have a few ends, which it is what it is. That's if you're doing squares. If you're doing one full blanket, then you won't. So the reason why I want to do this, so you're going to get that little bump there in the edge. It's so I love it. I love that little texture. But when I turn it over, you're going to have, I hope you can see this, like it's a little indent, just like the indent in between your wheat stitch. You're going to have all that indent. So once you get all your squares together, and I'm going to sew all my ends in, get it together, and I will be back to show you how I'm going to do my border. Okay, so I've got it all put together, my ends all sewn in. So I'm going to start on the border. Now I'm going to have the right side facing up. I'm going to attach my yarn. I'm going to do a standing single crochet. You can attach your yarn any way you feel comfortable. But a standing single crochet, you just insert your hook, pull up your loop, just like a single crochet, wrap your yarn and pull through both. Now we're going to do a row of just single crochets all the way around your blanket. But in the middle stitch, in your corner, you're going to put 3 single crochets in your corner stitch. And 3. And then a single crochet all the way around your blanket until you hit the beginning one. You just attach your yarn, and I'm going to attach your yarn. I'm going to show you how to do the last row right here. So attach your yarn, chain 1. Do not turn your work. And we're going to do the crab stitch. Now, if some people don't like the crab stitch, that's fine. You don't have to do the crab stitch. This is what I'm doing with my blanket. But the crab stitch is it's the reverse single crochet. So here's your first stitch right here. So I've chained 1. I insert my hook in there, pull up a loop. Just a single crochet. And then I go into my next stitch and work the crab stitch all the way around until, now in the corner you just do 1 crab stitch in each single crochet. So you don't put 3 in the middle, you just work your way all the way around. And it just kind of finishes it off. Nothing fancy, no frillies, no, you know. But you don't have to do this border. You can do whatever you want. And then when you make your way all the way around, you attach your yarn right into here. You just attach it into there, chain 1, and cut your yarn, and then sew in your ends. And that's how we're going to finish this blanket off. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.